Guys, today we are doing a tier list of every Fortnite live event that they have ever done. So if you guys go on to enjoy today's video, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, you smash that like button. Don't forget to turn on post notifications so you guys stay updated with all my latest videos coming to the channel. Now let's get right into this tier list video, guys. Let's get it. Oh, quick disclaimer. This is just my opinion. You can have your own opinion. Make sure you guys enjoy the video. Let's get right into it. Alright, so here's the order for our tier list today. We're going to be doing godly, amazing, decent, not great, and never again. So whichever one I feel goes in whichever box, that's the one where we're going to place it in. So the first one we're starting out with is the Rocket event. The Rocket event was our first ever actual live event. Now, I'm not going to put it in godly, and here's the reason why. You could kill other players while the event was going on. Now, it did happen. It didn't happen very often. At least I don't remember it happening very often. But it did happen. There were people that definitely did it, which is why I'm gonna put it in amazing. Don't worry. It was a legendary event. It set a tone, but I don't think it belongs in godly, only because of the fact that you could kill like other teammates. Which, if you're the guy that's killing your teammates or other people from watching the event, then that's just not cool. So it's going in amazing, because it was a legendary event. No one can say otherwise. The next one, this is when Kevin got sick. I think Kevin may have gotten the COVID early compared to the rest of us. But he did explode. We were put into this weird dimension. This very strange dimension that no one knew what the hell was going on. I had no idea what was happening. It just looked really weird. I remember we saw a rift-looking butterfly show up, and it's just like making contact to our fingers. And I'm just sitting there wondering, what the hell? Oh, it was super cool. Don't get me wrong. It was a great event, but I think it belongs in amazing. The Ice King event wasn't great. I only say that because it was a really short... I don't even know if it's really considered an event. It was like, I think 5-ish minutes if you don't include the time like he spent like hovering above the map in his little ice ball, just kind of floating up there. But then he just kind of like magically grants like some snow to come flying through the map after we had just had it around the Christmas period. So I'll put the ice event in decent. But the next event, which probably will go in godly, was the Marshmallow concert. The reasons for this concert being so legendary is that it was the first concert that we ever got, and the first ever icon skin we ever got in the game. If we're not including like, you know, YouTuber skins and stuff, this is like the first celebrity icon skin. Everyone flipped out when we saw we were getting a concert, because this is the first time we're getting it. You could see the stage being built in Pleasant Park. I remember watching that event 2 times that day. I stayed up once really early in the morning till like 2 a.m. my time to rewatch the event with my friend, and then we had watched it originally at 2 p.m. that like earlier that day as well, I think. And we were just so mesmerized. We were so blown away by it. And honestly, it was just really a legendary event, and it belongs in godly. It's a concert. The music was great. The event was great. We were flying. We were literally bouncing on like next to some balls at one point. It was amazing. I loved it. For a first concert, Epic definitely nailed it with that one. Now the next event, the Unvaulting event. Which, the Unvaulting event was a very unique event because we could actually vote what weapon we wanted back. People voted mostly between the drum gun, or referred to as the Tommy gun, along with the tactical SMG. And I think there was one guy voting for the planes. In my event, there was one guy voting for the planes or something. Which, no, we don't need planes again. Those don't belong. Helicopters we do need, but the Unvaulting event was great. You could see like this desk, and there were like leaks to different skins that were coming out. And we also saw the destruction of Tilted, except that one building in Tilted that kept getting destroyed by everything else, which was really funny. That was definitely like a big joke that Fortnite did. And honestly, I'm debating, do we stick this in godly or do we put it in amazing? I genuinely don't know. Yeah, I think we maybe... For now, we're going to put it in amazing. I may change my mind later throughout this video. The Robot versus Monster event. Oh my god, dude. what was it Allier said? This is like a film. This is no longer a Fortnite game. This is a film. That's a very good description. I love that description. It was like a film. I literally felt like I was watching Transformers in Fortnite. Like, I felt like Optimus Prime was fighting like Megatron or something, which badass. We literally see this big metal team leader. Is that the name of the robot? I think that's the name of it. Fighting this monster that broke out of like Polar Peak and stuff, and oh my god, dude, that was awesome. Definitely 10 out of 10. They nailed it with that event. It was a perfect battle. It was a perfect battle. It's going in godly, and there's no question about that. That was an amazing event. And then the way he like finished off the monster, and then all you saw were just the bones. It's a shame they did the same thing to Klombo later in Chapter 3. It was quite devastating, Klombo. Rip Klombo. Hashtag Rip Klombo. Next event is a very controversial event, the Black Hole event. Raise your hand if you like the Black Hole event. No one? Okay, no one liked the Black Hole event. That we had no idea we were going to be in downtime for, what was it, 3 days, I think. We were in downtime for like 3 days. They weren't saying nothing to us. They were quiet for those 3 days. All we saw were numbers around the black hole. I remember watching that whole map get sucked away from us. The whole map, you even see the battle bus at one point in there, which was kind of funny watching the battle bus get sucked in, but everything was gone, and then we thought it was like the end of Fortnite. Well, we thought it was the end of Fortnite. It really wasn't, but I remember just like sitting there wondering, and I'm going through social media looking for like any hints that Fortnite will be like starting the new chapter, which they did give out leaks, but like very late though. So, oh boy, it's not a godly event. Everyone has been traumatized by the Black Hole event. We all thought we were going back like when we were at the Galactus event, which we'll talk about later, but maybe we'll put it in decent. Maybe we'll keep it in decent for now. The next event, this one wasn't really reviewed very well. It was the Star Wars event. Now, I'm a very big Star Wars fan. I am a huge Star Wars fan. I have watched every film, every show on Disney Plus. Every relevant Star Wars show that's like, you know, canon and stuff. Any of those like really weird side cartoons. I have watched all Clone Wars. Any Star Wars fans that's watching this, I have watched Clone Wars, Bad Batch. Don't worry, I got you guys. But the Star Wars event kind of, I don't know. A lot of people said it felt like a collab, and it really did. But I enjoyed getting the lightsabers at the end, as those were like a big surprise. It's gonna go in probably decent, and I'm only putting it decent because I really like Star Wars. But they definitely overstep the boundary with how they do the collabs sometimes. Sometimes I think they can make like changes to make the collabs that they do with Star Wars a lot better. Alright, the next event. Now this one was a banger. The Travis Scott concert. This one is an immediate godly, and let me explain why. We saw the map go up in flames. Travis Scott was the size of 2 Fortnite maps, which was nuts. I remember we see Astroworld coming in. This was actually my very first video that I ever posted on YouTube. It has like 400 views now. It's one of my favorite videos that I've posted to date, just because it's the first video that I posted that did very well off the start, which I was very happy about. If you haven't watched it, you get to see old Firestorm. Firestorm from back in the day, you know. It's very nostalgic just going back and rewatching the concert on YouTube, because it reminds me of my first video. And it's a very special video because, like I said, first video. We got to see clips of the old map. We went through space. We flew through space. We saw a planet come flying in with like a meteor looking thing that went boo, and then we were like, whoa, and everyone went crazy about it. Oh my goodness. Hands down to Fortnite. That was one of the best concerts. The next one is the Doomsday event. Now this was a very interesting event because we saw Midas trying to battle the loop, battle the storm, put an end to all of the storm and stuff. which if you don't know much about the storm, it basically comes in like every couple minutes. If you want to actually know the story about the storm, you can play Save the World, which does talk about the backstory and explains what happened to the end of the world as we know it, pretty much. But in this, I almost said The Last of Us. But in the Doomsday event, we saw Jonesy speak for the very first time because he was working for the Imagined Order, which that was big at the time. That was huge because we had never seen this before, right? And then we see the tsunami storm. I actually really like that tsunami storm that they added. It was a banger because you just felt so intimidated by it, just like running through, and you think this thing's about to like collapse on you. I think I said that before in like a few other of my videos. Great that they did that. I love that. Amazing. So the Doomsday event is gonna go under amazing, just because I think there were a few things, you know, they could have done a little better. There were certain moments that weren't always clear if the event was over, because like you would kind of have like that paused, relieved moment, and then out of nowhere the storm came back through at one point, which got a little chaotic. But other than that, it was an amazing event, so it's going amazing. The next event, I think this is still one of the biggest events that was ever viewed, which was the Galactus event. I don't know if that's still true to date, but it was at the time. Now, here's the thing with the Galactus event. It was a very good event. It was made very well. But again, they incorporated like a collaboration into their Fortnite storyline, which it's not a bad thing, but I feel like they kind of used it as a way to just get something going, because we were kind of going like bland and dry through like chapter 2 season 3, and we needed something to like connect it. I think it didn't have to necessarily be Galactus, you know, it didn't have to be Galactus. It was a good event. It's not a godly event. I'm just gonna say that. It wasn't a godly event, for sure. Because it kind of felt, it was a collaboration event. It was a really massive collaboration event promoting Marvel. Which, nothing wrong with Marvel, but I just don't think it belongs in that level of godly. You know, that's all I'm gonna say about it. The next one, this one was a very bad event. It was that one where we saw like realistic Fortnite. I forget what the event was actually called. It was the introduction into Primal Season. It was bad season, but the event, they did a unique twist to it. It was more of like this like game mode that you could just go back and re-watch over and over again for like X amount of days or something, which to a degree was cool, because if you weren't able to actually be there for the event, then you could rewatch it. You could just go on and not have to worry, and you'd get to watch the trailer and stuff for it as you booted onto Fortnite. So I'll put it in decent, but the next one we got, I believe, was the Rift Tour, which, again, felt like I was in Mario Kart in Fortnite, though, because we were kind of sliding across this like rainbow-colored track, and we were floating up and down. We had like stairs appearing. It was a great event. It was a great event. Definitely, I think for concert reasons, yeah, because we did get a little leak that Kevin was coming back. So, because it's Kevin the Cube, or Kevin the dog that's sitting on my shelf over there, it's gonna go in godly. A great event. We got to see ourselves be massive and hold our hands out. It was super cool. Loved it. Great event. Very well made. The next event was the Operation Skyfire. Now this one was interesting event, because not only did we see Kevin return, Kevin then became Blue and became Stuart. And he kind of helped, well, we rebooted Kevin into Stuart pretty much. But then we saw not one Kevin, we saw two Kevins, and then we saw three Kevins, and then we saw like Gold Kevin in the back, and we saw lots of Kevins. And then we were betrayed by Dr. Sloan, and we were exploded out of a ship, out of a big alien ship. And we see massive Kevins going down, and the whole map completely got exaggerated, that it was in like raining down hellfire type of deal. Because then when we actually went on for the next season, it looked the same. Except that there were multiple cubes going around the map now. It didn't look nearly as destroyed as the event made it out to be, which was a bit of a bummer, you know? The event was very well made. It was a great event. I liked it a lot. But I don't think it... I don't know. It doesn't go in not great, but I think it... Do I put it in decent or amazing? We are going to put the Skyfire event in amazing for right now. But the next event, which I could get some backlash, but the end of Fortnite Chapter 2 was a banger of an event. We literally, like, well, except the end, but this was a great video for me, and the event was great. And I'm saying that in terms of, like, filming the video and watching the event. The map flipping was so cool, and you could just see the 0 point in the center of the map, which, that was a banger. We unfortunately did see Stewart get destroyed, but the end, I'm putting it in godly. I think it belongs in godly. The amount of, like, time it probably took them to be able to render that map flipping, and then, like, we get a little glimpse of what we thought was Paradise Palms. Wasn't Paradise Palms, unfortunately, but it looked like it. And then for the next event, which it was an okay event. It's not nearly as bad as the one after, but the collision event, they're like reattempt at the robot, you know, live event with the monster. Just we didn't get the monster in this one. We were fighting tanks and mechs and stuff. So I don't have much to say about it. It was funny that Peely came to the rescue and saved us, but it was an overall decent event. So that's all I gotta say about it. I think we defeated Dr. Sloan. Anyone know if we did? I have no idea. For the next event, this event was 40 minutes. That's 40 minutes too much. Way too long. It was not great. I felt like I was on a scavenger hunt. I didn't sign up to like watch an event to have to feel like I'm on a scavenger hunt. I wanted to just watch the event, you know? And the parts of the event that, like, were supposed to be the event were mainly just cutscenes. And us just having to work together to, like, find parts to revive the 0 point. It really wasn't great. They definitely have done better. It did not need to be 40 minutes. The cutscenes look cool, but I would have liked to have seen that in the actual game, you know? It's much cooler watching it in-game, but if they aren't able to do that, that's totally fine, you know? They'll do their best, you know? They'll do their best. But they hyped up the event to make it sound great, but overall, I don't know. It really wasn't. It really wasn't, you know, a good event in my opinion. But then again, that's just me. Yeah, it was a decent event. It wasn't great, but yeah, that's all. I have nothing else to say about it. We're supposed to be getting an event at the end of the season, I think, or it might just be a cutscene. If it's an event, hopefully it's good. I don't think it's going to be an event because we haven't heard much about it. So it's definitely probably just a cutscene for the next season, but hopefully it's good. And that is it for today's tier list video, guys. If you guys enjoyed this tier list video, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, smash that like button, which the last tier list video got 41 likes, which banger video. So if you guys enjoyed this tier list video, make sure you hit that subscribe button, you smash that like button, and don't forget to turn on post notifications so you guys stay updated with all my latest videos coming to the channel, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Peace.